Season 3 is here for Cold War Zombies, and in this video, we're going to be going over 15 huge changes and secrets added into zombies with today's update. We're going to be talking new Easter eggs, buffs, nerfs, and so much more. So it's important you watch this video all the way through to the end to not miss out any crucial bits of information. So as we dive in, if you find this video useful, then a like would be really appreciated and feeds the YouTube algorithm so more people will get to see this video. If you're getting the new season battle pass, be sure to pop creator code DARLIC in the store before you buy, as that really helps me out. Shout out to these amazing people who have recently done it, and let's jump in, with the first being that the Howa got a serious nerf. Now, unless you've never played this game before, you'll know that literally everyone uses this shotgun. It is absolutely incredible, and there's a certain barrel that if you put it on, you would get 200% more damage. But now, this only grants you 15% more damage, so an absolutely humongous nerf. Now, this isn't such a big deal in normal round-based zombies, but when you're doing Outbreak, this shotgun was the weapon to use, and it's still arguably the best weapon to use in the game still, but it's just drastically weaker now. And I can't lie, this has made me a little sad. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's a fair thing to change this? Do you think it's too drastic of a change? I'd love to know your thoughts. There's also been a few quality of life updates to make things seem a bit more obvious and easier to see. If you open up your map on Outbreak, you'll now notice that every icon on the map is a lot bigger than it was before. Certain points of interest like the perk machine now have a completely new icon, which is really good. And furthermore, if you ping anywhere in the world, you'll be able to see that ping on this map now. And what's great is all the pings are related by color to the player. As you'll notice, next to each player's name, you'll have a certain colored circle which relates to the color of the ping, which is really good. And special and elite zombies have now got an updated icon on the minimap and above their name as well to show that they are an elite or special zombie. And lastly, any objective markers now have a green color on them instead of just being a white, which makes them easier to see, which is great. But let's jump into the new Easter eggs added into Outbreak, because I'm sure that's what you're interested in. First being phase wall tears. Now you'll see from a distance around the edges of the map, you're going to see these bright lights, which as you get closer to them look like a teleporter of sorts. What you want to do is if you walk through any of these, it's going to teleport you out of the sky really high up above the map, allowing you to traverse across the map quicker, and there's chances that you'll be given a random power up as well for using this. I think this is a really good addition to helping you get around the maps quicker, because they are very big. There might not be vehicles around. It's a nice addition, and they're sprawled all across the outsides of the maps in random places, so just keep on the lookout. The next Easter egg is a brand new side Easter egg, which is called the Fury Crystal event. This is marked on your mini-map and your overworld map as an icon of a ether crystal, and somewhere in that marked building is going to be a red crystal. It looks completely different to your normal blue ether crystal, and when you shoot this, it's going to start a little mini game where the crystal is going to respawn somewhere in that area, and you're going to have to find it and shoot it about 5 or 6 times whilst you have a swarm of zombies after you. You only have an allotted amount of time in order to find all the crystals and shoot them in time, otherwise you'll get a laughter and you'll fail, and you can't try this again until you come across it in your next region. If you come across this on round 1 of Outbreak, definitely don't do this until you've at least got a few perks and upgraded weaponry, because the zombies are lethal. But the reward you get from this is really cool. It will drop you a ether tool, which will give your weapon a free rarity upgrade. So instead of spending salvage upgrading the weapon rarity, it will just bump it up for free. And if you come across these every single round, you can essentially upgrade your weapon to legendary for free, which is really awesome. And furthermore, you can find these drops from random blue Ethereum crystals around the map, and there's a chance that it will literally upgrade your weapon from whatever rarity it is to legendary tier 5 at once. Super, super cool. Now on top of that, Treyarch has finally added the capability for you to upgrade the D.I.E shockwave to the 4 different upgraded variants from D Machine in Outbreak. You'll of course want to get the D.I.E shockwave first, and the way I got it was getting it through doing trials. But on the maps Golova, Ruka, Alpine, and Duga, there will be an elemental box exactly the same as to the ones that you'd interact with in D Machine to upgrade them, and there's one element that exists on each of those 4 regions. Now, so far I've only managed to get the D.I.E shockwave and go to Golova, where if you come over to this side of the map, you're going to find the upgrade box for the D.I.E Nova 6, and the Nova 6 one is always going to be on this map in this spot. But there's also a really well hidden upgrade box right at the top of the Duga array in Duga. I'm so glad they've added this in because now the Die Shockwave isn't completely useless in Outbreak. And it's also really good that there's no other steps needed. It's simply, if you've got the weapon, just go to the box on that certain part of the map and you're done. Now, there's one final Easter egg to share in this video, and this is easily the coolest of them all. And this is how to actually round skip in Outbreak. Now, a subscriber of mine called Darkside actually sent me footage of doing this a few days before this update. So I'll link Darkside below, but shout out to Crystal Lucario, who I believe is the first person to publicly post video footage of this. So I'll link him below as well. But to do this, all you need to do is at the warp station, when you're about to warp to the next map and the countdown's beginning, just simply knife the machine. If you've done it correctly, you'll hear this really loud horn noise and the machine will literally topple on its side, where it appears slightly broken. And when you teleport to the next map, you'll notice that you've skipped a round, and you can do this as many times each round as you want in order to skip the rounds. Although I definitely wouldn't recommend you do this at the very early rounds of Outbreak because you'll miss out on earning those points to get your perks, weapons upgraded, and pack-a-punched for the more trickier rounds that await you. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that this doesn't always work. It didn't work for me there on round 6, but you can clearly see there was no editing there. I went from round 3 to round 5, and after beating Golova, I went over to Ruka, and that was me finishing round 6. Some other new additions made to Outbreak is that Treyarch added several new holdout locations on the existing map, so no longer will you be going into that same tiny train station on Golova. You'll be spread all over the map. I really like this change because it switches things up a little bit and makes it less predictable, as you don't quite know what awaits you. Now, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because not only did the Howa get a serious nerf, but Treyarch has also done a huge nerf to Deadwire and Shatter Blast. Now, we all know that Deadwire was extremely overpowered in the start of Season 2. It was absolutely insane. So they nerfed it during the season, and it was still pretty good, but today they've gone ahead and nerfed it into the ground by reducing the damage taken by stunned zombies from 33% down to 25%, and they've also reduced its effective radius. And at times when I was using this, it would only chain about 2 zombies, maybe 3 at most. It definitely is nowhere near as strong as it was before, and I don't recommend you use it anymore. On top of that, the more recently added Shatter Blast ammo mod has now had its explosive damage reduced by half, so it's not as good. The only thing that's gotten better is the Napalm Burst ammo mod, where it's doubled all its damage effects. And Treyarch done this because they wanted more people to use Napalm Burst, as well as a diverse range of ammo mods. And I'm not gonna lie, Napalm Burst feels pretty good right now. Originally, I'd say it was one of the worst ammo mods in the game, but it feels a lot better. In my opinion, at the end of the day, we're playing zombies, you know? I don't think it really matters if stuff is too strong because it's zombies, it's fun. And after 3 months with an ammo mod, you know, a lot of the player base have gotten used to using it and running it for situations, and it sucks that it's no longer the king, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Now, on top of this, they've added a new field upgrade, which is Toxic Growth. Toxic Growth allows you to summon a deadly growth of thorns in front of you. Enemies moving through it are slowed down by 50% and take toxic damage, and it's got some pretty good upgrades. Well, I got it all the way to tier 5 straight away, where it increased the amount of charges to 3 at maximum. Enemies take double damage going through the growth, and then enemies killed by the growth explode, dealing toxic damage to nearby enemies and slow those down by 50% for 3 seconds. I'm really surprised here, but if you're playing in co-op and you're definitely doing like a holdout or something where you're going to be situated in one place, this is honestly a pretty good one to run. I was shocked at how long the toxic growth actually stays there on the ground before it despawns. Definitely worth checking out. Another thing to check out is all the new weapons they added with the Season 3 Battle Pass. We've got the PPSH finally in zombies, as well as the ballistic knife, which you can unlock through a challenge or by getting it for a bundle in the store. I think it's a bit too early to give my opinions on the PPSH, since I need to rank it up and get all the attachments to see how good it can really be, but it looks and sounds like it's a classic PPSH, so I am very happy. Now, some other secret changes that you probably wouldn't be aware of is the fact that Treyarch have actually adjusted XP and match bonus XP gains in zombies across all modes, so we should be earning a lot more. However, as of right now, this doesn't seem to be the case, and it seems Treyarch might have actually broken the XP rates. They are not faster. If anything, they are currently way slower. I don't know what's gone wrong, but it seems like the situation back in December where XP rates were insanely fast and then they turned it down super slow and then finally got it back to normal. Something's gone wrong again and it's slow. So hopefully that's something that Treyarch will sort out very soon, but something to definitely be aware of. Treyarch have also added inactivity detection measures, so players who are detected as inactive in-game will not earn any XP, battle pass progress, or earn any Ethereum crystals while they are inactive. So you can't farm being inactive anymore in a public lobby, or if you're in a private game with friends, you can't do that anymore. If you ever did do that, then shame on you. And last but not least, I didn't get any footage of this, but ammo mods can now drop in Outbreak from zombie bosses as well as random loot chests, which can give you a free ammo mod to your weapon, which is always cool. And I'm glad to see Treyarch put so much effort into just quality of life and improvements to more things that can be done and found in Outbreak. And I'm actually quite shocked at how big of a map Duga is. It's really got a ton of awesome looking areas in it, and I highly suggest you jump in and give it a go. However, we aren't getting anything regarding the Outbreak Easter egg or the Berlin DLC 2 zombies map for a little while still. Intel from this season update is incredible, and I'll be bringing videos out very shortly talking about some of the bigger topics that we've learned from these. Aside from that, that's all that there is really in zombies with this new season 3 update. If there's anything I missed, feel free to let me know in the comments below, and stay tuned for more videos where we'll be breaking down everything else for zombies in season 3 regarding the intels, what's coming next, the Easter egg. It's an exciting time for Call of Duty. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. Drop a like. Be sure to keep checking the channel, especially if you've got the bell ticked, because Warzone Nuke Event Part 2 is happening today at the time of this video going up. Make sure to tune into that. It will be on the screen right now if it's live, and I'll catch you in the next one.